Welcome to Sissygram Spicy Story Channel. If you like my voice, then hit the like button and do subscribe our channel for regular updates. Today I come up with whole new content of story. So, now let's start the story. Alex is a man in his late 20s, someone who has always struggled to fit within the rigid expectations of masculinity. A quiet and introspective individual, he often feels out of sync with societal norms, unable to connect with the stereotypes of what a man should be. As a graphic designer for a small firm, Alex finds some solace in his creative work, but even there, he feels a persistent unease, a sense of being out of place, not just in his job, but within himself. Crossdressing for Alex is not a simple rebellion or a mere curiosity. It's something deeper, more meaningful. His desire to dress in women's clothing began in his youth, sparked by a longing to explore a different side of himself. Over the years, that longing has grown into a private refuge, a way to escape the pressures of daily life. For Alex, wearing women's clothes isn't just about appearances. It's about control, self-expression, and feeling more aligned with who he truly is when the world around him feels overwhelming. However, this is a side of Alex that he has kept hidden. He is not a full-time crossdresser. In fact, his transformations are rare and meticulously secretive. When he indulges, it is always behind closed doors, in solitude, where there is no risk of judgment or rejection. The fear of being misunderstood, shamed, or even losing the people he loves keeps Alex trapped in internal struggle, unable to fully embrace this part of himself. The story begins in Alex's modest apartment, nestled in the heart of the city. It's a cozy, inviting space that reflects his personality. Bright, colorful art prints adorn the walls. Bookshelves overflow with novels and graphic novels, and a slightly messy desk is strewn with design projects. This small apartment is Alex's sanctuary, the one place where he feels safe enough to let his hidden self emerge. It's a rainy afternoon. The soft sound of raindrops tapping against the windows fills the air, creating a soothing rhythm. But despite the calm exterior, there is tension brewing within Alex. He has the apartment to himself for a few hours. His girlfriend, Alina, is out running errands. This rare pocket of freedom is something Alex has come to cherish. It's a time when he can drop the facade of being the ideal boyfriend and embrace the part of himself he has kept hidden for so long. Alina has been Alex's girlfriend for 2 years. She is kind-hearted, understanding, and supportive in all the ways Alex could hope for. Their relationship is built on trust and love, or at least that's what Alina believes. To her, theirs is a traditional, heterosexual relationship, free of secrets. But Alex knows better. He knows the truth he hides could change everything. If Alina were to discover his cross-dressing, she might not understand. She might find it strange, or worse, feel betrayed, as though he isn't the man she thought he was. Despite his fears, Alex loves Alina deeply. She has always been his rock, encouraging him in his work and loving him for who she thinks he is. Still, a part of Alex is haunted by the idea that Alina would reject him if she knew. He has constructed a version of her in his mind, a version that wouldn't be able to handle the truth, and so he keeps his secret locked away, praying it will never come to light. As the rain continues to fall outside, Alex paces back and forth in his apartment, torn between his desire to embrace his true self and the fear of being discovered. His mind is a battlefield of conflicting emotions. On one hand, the thought of transforming into his feminine alter ego fills him with excitement, a thrill that only comes from slipping into the clothes that make him feel whole. On the other hand, he knows Alina could come home at any moment, and the risk of being caught is ever present. Finally, he gives in. It's just this once, he tells himself. It won't hurt anyone. He goes to his closet, where he keeps his hidden collection of dresses, heels, and makeup. His heart races as he lays them out on the bed, the thrill of the transformation calling to him like a siren song. But alongside the excitement is a pang of guilt. Guilt for keeping this side of himself from Alina, and guilt for feeling so much joy in something she might never accept. With trembling hands, Alex picks up a sleek black dress, one of his favorites. The fabric feels foreign yet comforting against his fingertips, and as he slips it over his head, a wave of relief washes over him. For a moment, he is no longer the Alex everyone knows. He is someone else entirely, someone who feels free, confident, and at peace. He walks to the mirror, staring at his reflection. The dress clings to his body in all the right ways, accentuating a version of himself that feels more real than the one he shows the world. But he knows the transformation isn't complete. Reaching for his hidden makeup bag, Alex carefully applies foundation, eyeshadow, and mascara. Each stroke of the brush feels like an act of defiance against the expectations struggled with his whole life. When he finishes with a bold red lipstick, he steps back to admire his work. In the mirror, he sees a woman, confident, polished, and radiant. For a brief moment, Alex feels whole, but the euphoria doesn't last long. A wave of panic hits him as he realizes how little time he has left. Alina's errands won't keep her away much longer. The thought of her walking in and seeing him like this makes his stomach churn with anxiety. Then, his phone buzzes. It's a text from Alina. Will be home in 20 minutes. Love you. Alex's heart races. He knows he should change back, wipe off the makeup, and hide everything before she arrives. But the temptation to stay like this, to feel like his true self for just a little longer, is too strong. As he contemplates his next move, a small accident shatters the silence. A bottle of perfume he had placed on the dresser tumbles to the floor, rolling to a stop with a soft thud. The noise jolts Alex, and before he can compose himself, the doorbell rings. Alex freezes. His mind scrambles for a solution, but there's no time. He hears the sound of a key turning in the lock, and then Alina's voice calls out, "Alex, are you home?" She steps into the room, her cheerful expression fading as her eyes land on him. Time seems to slow as she takes in the scene. The dress, the makeup, the heels. "Alex," she says, her voice soft, filled with confusion and something that feels like hurt. I can explain," Alex stammers, his voice shaking. Alina steps closer, her arms crossed defensively. "You've been hiding this from me," she says quietly. Her tone isn't angry, but the disappointment in her voice cuts deeper than any shout could. Alex feels exposed, vulnerable in a way has never experienced before. "I didn't mean for you to find out like this," he says, his voice breaking. "I was scared of how you'd react." Alina doesn't respond right away. She studies him, her expression a mix of sadness and confusion. I thought I knew you," she says finally. "I thought we told each other everything." "I love you, Alina," Alex blurts out. "I swear, I never wanted to hurt you. This is just something I've been carrying for so long. It's not about you, it's about me. About who I am." Alina's eyes soften, but the uncertainty remains. "I don't understand," she admits, "but I want to." Her words spark a flicker of hope in Alex, but it's fragile, tentative. Maybe, he thinks, just maybe, there's a way forward. But as Alina takes a step closer, the weight of everything that's happened feels overwhelming. Alex's wig slips slightly, a strand of hair falling into his face. As he adjusts it, the reality of the situation sinks in. His two worlds, one hidden, one public, have collided, and there's no going back. The silence is deafening as Alina looks at him, her eyes filled with questions she isn't ready to ask. "What now, Alex?" she says finally, her voice barely above a whisper. Alex doesn't have an answer. He feels the weight of the moment pressing down on him, and all he can do is wait. "I need time," Alina says, stepping back toward the door. "I'll be back later, and we'll talk." As the door closes behind her, Alex is left alone in the quiet apartment. The makeup, the dress, the wig, they all feel heavier now, no longer a source of joy but a reminder of everything is risked. He stares at the door, the fear of what comes next gnawing at him. Is this the end of their relationship? Or is it the beginning of something new? For the first time in his life, Alex doesn't know where to go from here. This is where the story wraps up. Share your thoughts in the comments below. For more stories like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you soon. See you next time.